Well, I think it comes down partly, at least, to whether or not the Justice Department is going to charge him with any crimes coming out of this, the various revelations here. I think that could really impact his 2024 prospects. And I think after the hearings are over, all eyes are going to be on the Attorney General Merrick Garland to see what he does with all this information.
I think right now you've got a country, ironically, the more that the Democrats continue to push this, the stronger they keep the president's name out there. The reality is, if they want Trump to go away, all they have to do is remain silent on it. What we're seeing is that Republicans are now saying, you know what, we're ready to move on from Trump. So the more that they push his name and continue to promote the Trump presidency, the stronger they actually make Donald Trump. If they want to get rid of Trump, stop talking about him.
I think that's very curious logic. I mean, you are talking about what was a deadly insurrection. You are talking about people who lost their lives here. You're talking about the United States democracy that was hanging by a thread at one point. And I think that people are paying attention. Now, are they paying attention while they're filling their tanks up with gas and shopping on eBay? I doubt that. I mean, people are engaged, however, and I think that this is resonating. One thing you've got to keep in mind, however, is what the previous point was made, that this is largely, or in a large part, for an audience of one, and that audience is Merrick Garland. And I think he's got some very real decisions to make. And just last week, ahead of another hearing, some raids were conducted at the offices of Trump lawyers, including Jeffrey Clark. There have been some very striking testimony about people who say that they were not convinced that the peaceful transfer of power would happen. And you have some Republicans who are starting to get a little squeamish, including people who are submitting evidence to the committee while it starts. People have the same kind of reaction and sort of questions about whether or not Watergate was penetrating, and whether or not people over the long hot summer of August 1974 were paying attention to what was going on over there. And I can definitely tell you history has proven that they did. And the people who are paying most attention probably aren't the ones who are in the hinterlands, but are the people in the Republican Party and in the Justice Department. And I think that's ultimately where the fate of this will lie.